Hey, what's going on guys? Mark back on the beach today on Mark's Aquatics. On this little episode we're going to be doing more foraging in the rock pools. We're in Oxwich Bay just outside of Swansea, and I hope you enjoy the video. I'll show you what we got in the bucket at the end of the day, and then we'll go home, we'll stick it in the tank, see what it looks like. Alright, see you in a bit. Right, there you go. Now look at that for a huge rock displacement there. I'm glad I wasn't walking under that lot when it went. My goodness, that would have squashed you. You wouldn't have known much about that. Anyway, these are some of the clams you can find down here on the beach. We've got the lovely big razor clams. Look at that, big razors. We're not going to be putting any of these guys in the aquarium, but they're a little bit too big, and the sand is not deep enough for them because they go nice and deep in the sand, you see. Now where we're going to go is right out on that headland over there. Now we're about 2 hours away from low water. We're working the tide down, which is always the safest and best thing to do, and hopefully we'll find some nice creatures for you to see along the way. There you go guys, there's a big gaper clam there, look. Wash him out. That's a lovely big old shell, like the gooey duck as they call them. Lovely big hinge shell. Look at that. I might take that one home actually. It's quite a nice little find. You can see there, look at all those sandworms. Absolutely everywhere, the sandworms, and they'll do that. They'll build their little colonies with little sticky secretions, and they'll pick up the sand particles and they'll form these little tubes, and they all live inside there. And then when the tide comes in, they'll all come out and fan away for plankton in the water. There you go guys, that's something interesting for you to have a look at. Dog whelk eggs. Absolutely hundreds of them on there. Look at that. Some little pink ones as well, yellow, beigey colour. Fantastic stuff. We've got lots of more weed and different things. We've got some of the bladder racks and things in the tank, so we're not going to be too worried about that too much. Just different species I want now. As the summer progresses, like I said in the last one, we'll be finding more of this weed and different types. Aha, look at that, it's Peach. Hello mate. Another one there, look, it's lifted over two rocks. There are two lovely little starfish under there. Tell you what else I'm looking for as well is hermit crabs, and I just found one. Look, I'll put that shell there, and then you'll see he'll start to run away in a minute. I love them. Love hermit crabs. There's a couple here. No doubt this beach is going to be inundated with them, but we'll take a couple of these guys back because they're amazing cleanup crew. I can see another one already, so that just shows you how many's there. Actually, I'll put them back in the water. We've got these, oh my goodness, there's loads of them. I'll put those shells together like that, and you'll see them moving around in a minute and running off. There they go. Fantastic little cleanup crew, these guys, in an aquarium. So we'll take those four, I think they're quite nice ones. We'll take them back. And there is the old Broadclaw porcelain crab. Little filter feeding crabs. Fantastic little guys they are. You've probably seen them on other foraging videos. They lay very, very flat under the rocks, hide away. Little filter feeding crabs. Look at that, fantastic. Right guys, one of you guys was on about blennies. There's one right there. I'll put my hand in slow. There he goes, he's hiding under my bucket now. You might take some getting. Oh, come back. Look at that. Beautiful. Little blenny. Quite happy there being out the water. They can withstand the being out the water for quite some time. But I'll put her in the bucket and we'll take her home and we'll introduce her to the aquarium. I think she'll be a great little addition. Ah, there you go guys, that's quite cool. A little bubbler, we call them. Little springs and things blowing up underneath the sand. You've got to watch these though, because if you tread in these, the bigger ones, you'll go in up to your waist. So you've always got to be careful. Poor old Mr. Mullet didn't make it. Look, Mr. Crow was having a go at him just now. Oh well, this is life. More bubblers. I love these things. Like a little geyser. Some huge big gaping caves up here. Look at that, cut right in, right underneath there. You can imagine now when that tide's right up and it's full at its highest tides and the big spring tides, it'll be slamming in underneath there, creating some amazing great booms, water firing everywhere. And that might have been what happened further along the coast there, where we had that big collapse. I'm keeping away from that. Well guys, I hope he's alright. That's one thing I will say when you come around these areas and these headlands, is you forget the time of tide and you're right out there on one of these banks here and you're not realising, but further in here the tide's racing in behind you and you don't really see it, and you can get cut off quite quickly, and it's quite scary. It's happened to me before in the past, and I was wading up to my waist, probably a bit higher, trying to get back. With the current against you, it's quite tiring, so you've got to be super careful when you're around these places. I think it's Morecambe Bay down that way. A load of Chinese people got killed on the banks down there, I think when they were cockling some years back now. But it just goes to show you, this is a beach over here. There was a load of cocklers over here, some Asian guys cockling away, looking for the razor fish and everything, and little bags, collecting, foraging away all their stuff. So yeah, let's hope Mr. Welly there, he's alright, and he just lost his boot. Just wow, look at that. Natural formations in the rock. Absolutely stunning. Little cathedrals, look at that. Right under there. If you could transport that to a big fish tank, it'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Just that piece. There you go guys, we've got a few snake lock anemones here. We'll take a few of these back as well. When you find them on a nice small stone like that, they're easy to transport back. But as you can see, they're around the edges. You normally find them in the edges. They can't retract like the beadlet anemones. They just wave around in the current, and they're all quite small at the moment because there's not a great deal of food around in the water, so for them to catch. But as summer progresses, all the baby fish and stuff start moving in. They'll start putting on a bit of size. What I'm looking for is the green ones, because they're absolutely beautiful. I've only found one so far, small one, but he'll grow in time if I regularly feed it, and probably bud off a few more. There you go guys, I just found a nice little xantho crab, or pie crust, or furrowed crab. They're amazing little guys, these. They're not nowhere near as fast as lady crabs, quite slow moving, huge pincers, and they've always got that old man furrowed browed look about them. Look at that. There he is, Mr. Xantho Crab. We'll put him back in his pool and he can be on his little way. Off you go, mind the seagulls. There you go guys, just come across another fishing weight there. These are Gemini grip weights, and what they do is when they cast out, it'll hit the bottom, go in amongst a rock like that and grip in there, and when you pull back, those little catches release. You see, that was a nice little find that, and you just click them back in. I used to use these many years ago for fishing. It's got a good case of oxidization on that lead, so it's probably been there for quite a number of years, I would have thought. Some fancy stainless steel clip on it as well. Tidy, we'll have him. Look at that, and a yellow one as well, literally 6 feet away from the other one, with a load of line on, clips and different things. Take that off the beach before wildlife gets trapped in it and dies. Not much fun. Always take it home if you find it. You'll hear me say that a lot. Well, there you go, guys. This is a good example of fishing line. You see the dogfish is wound those egg cases all the way up around there. They're all empty, sadly. Little tiny ones, look at that. Fishing line. They use it the same as weed. Oh look, Mr. Starfish. Here's a pretty little guy. If you do find them, guys, make sure you put them back into some shade somewhere in a little pool. They can stay out of the water for quite some time, but it's best to leave them in a nice little pool somewhere. Hide them out the way of the gulls. Well, that's pretty cool. Like the ocean's bathtub. Look at that. How these are created, guys, this softer stone. You'll get rocks in there, and as the surge is around it, literally over hundreds and hundreds of years, it just arcs them out. It just shapes them out. Once the rocks get in there, you find, if I look in there, you'll see there's lots of little stones up. The water's a little bit murky here, but it'll be those little rocks like that down at the bottom that'll have created that. Well, guys, I'm heading down towards a big pool now, which is just over the top there. This rock is absolutely lethal. Check that out. It's like walking on the moon. It's crazy. Look. You take a wrong turn on this stuff and you're in a world of pain. It's all over the place. It goes right up to the top there. All the small pebbles are at the top. But we're going to keep trooping along this way until we get to that rock pool, and then I'll get back to you guys, alright? Okay, guys, there you go. We got a nice skate purse there and some snail eggs which I just came across. Look at that. Nobody home. All open at that end, you see. So the little ray has swum out to join the world. There you go, guys. A little bit interesting. We're in a different rock formation now to the last lunar landscape I was walking across. Look at that. You'd swear that was a piece of a wall, but it's all sediment which is settled in between all the little pebbles and gone solid over the years. Look at that. Interesting stuff. Well, guys, I think you're all familiar with this one if you watch the foraging videos. The old velvet swimming crab, little male there, beautiful blue on the claws. Let's get him into some light, and big blood red eyes, which he's hiding away a little bit at the moment. Oh, sorry. Nasty little critters these, they'll get hold of you. I'll just put him back in his pool down there. Go on then, off you go. Lovely orange sponges. There you go, he'll creep around, he'll find his way out. Find himself somewhere nice to hide and chill out until the returning tide. Right, okay guys, we've got the bucket full. Now I've got all kinds of stuff in here. We've got pink starfish, we've got lovely hermit crabs, different types. I'm not sure if they're Dahlia Anemones. We've got a couple of them. We've got some snake lock anemones. We've got a goby. We've got a shani in there, blenny as well. We've got some different rocks to put in, different types of weed, which I've pulled off down there. I took a screwdriver with me and I just managed to prise a little bit of rock off with the weed so it'll sink slowly to the bottom. If you haven't got that, guys, you can always use a little bit of super glue it to a rock. As long as it's got a hold fast, it'll grow quite well. We've got some lovely little colours in here. Look at that anemone, it's absolutely stunning. Look at that. So let's get all this back to the workshop, acclimate it, and then we'll see what it looks like in the tank. I love it, it's exciting. Right, okay guys, we're back home. Bit of a drive back, all smoothly, and everything now is in the tank. Now you can see we've got some snake lock anemones, we've got some of those starfish, we've got a couple of nice big hermit crabs there you can see playing around on the left hand side there. Beautiful shells, one's in a whelk shell and the other one's in another type of shell which I'm unfamiliar with, but I'll have to do a bit of a search on that. He's climbing up the rock at the side there. We've got some different types of weed, but I thought what I'd do is, I've just been acclimating the fish and I thought I'd put them in while you're here. We've got two gobies. There's one. Lower him in slowly, and away he goes. We got a pair of those. Here comes his mate. Hopefully it's a pair. Here goes the other one. Oh, that one was straight in the weed. The other one's a little bit slower. And then we've got Mr. Blenny, or Mrs. Blenny. And there she goes. Whoa, straight in amongst the weed. Think she's back home. Fantastic stuff. Right, I'll get you out the tripod now. I'm going to have another look when I get the lights back on. Here he goes. He's starting to move. I think one of the shrimps is annoying him. Hopefully he'll be okay. Mr. Hermit Crabs on the way over to say hello. Oh, you got to love these guys. Where are you off to? It's glass. You're unfamiliar with that. What is this strange clear substance? It's glass. You'll get used to it, my friend. Little green eyes, look. Here's Mr. Goby. Just chilling out. Little bit of mucous membrane on him from the bucket. There you go. There's Peach. Well, it's not Peach, it's more like Mauve. We'll have to call you Mauve instead. Now then, I just noticed something really interesting. Now, if you look at the back by the Goby, now I actually took this anemone from a rock, not knowing what it was actually doing. Now I'm going to get my little flipper viewer and move that over there a bit. There you go. That'll zoom things in. Now then, I'll just zoom you in a bit. Now if you look, you can see the whole carapace of an edible crab inside that anemone. So it just shows you what they can eat. He's dragged him in and he can see the stomach. Let me get my tongs and it might be able to show you a bit better. Right. There's the tongs. Right, we got there. Right, that part there is an edible crab shell, and it probably goes all the way in and all the way around there. And now it's one of the Dahlia Anemones. Look at that, absolutely stunning. It's eaten one of those. Now I got this out of a track, very, very fast running water, and I put him up high. That's why he's come out. He's in the flow, he's happy. But it just shows you what these guys are capable of doing. And you can see all around the side of the shell on the left hand side there, that's probably the stomach of the anemone, which has come out, and it's probably gone inside, and it's just dissolving it from the inside out basically with acids. But that's absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Hello, Mr. Goby. Yes guys, these are lovely snake lock anemones. When they're in the wild, they're normally quite green in clear running water. But these guys are brown in colour because they've lost the zooxanthellae, it's called, which is like a bacteria that lives within the tissue of the anemone. Now the one down at the base here has got a little bit of green to it, and this protein actually glows under UV light. You may see on some of the other guys' foraging videos, you'll see them actually glowing, stunning under the water. But they are normally found in very, very clear, highly lit pools, and that's where you'll find the best colour ones. And where we were, it was very, very muddy still, so you're not going to get that light transfer, as I say, under the water to make this zooxanthellae grow within their tissues, okay, this protein. So hopefully now with the bright lights in here, these guys are going to colour up a lot more, and hopefully, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens within the next few weeks. Some of the centres, if you look, are quite, well, they're getting a little bit of colour to them, but with a bit of luck we'll have some gorgeous green ones in here in time, because obviously these are in here now. They move around very, very quickly as well. Now this guy's going past that lovely big Dahlia anemone there, which you can just see opening, I think, in protest because that snake lock's decided he's going to move a little bit further to the right to get into a little bit more flow. So there's an interesting little fact for you guys about the snake lock anemones. Beautiful pink tips they get on them as well as they get more green. So it's going to be interesting to see how these fare in here over the next few weeks. Now if you look in the background there, I'll just zoom in for you. There you go. Can you see someone's watching us? I can. And she's right there. Little Blenny there, poking a little head out, come out of the weed to say hello. I've got the pumps are on pulse at the moment, so it's going to change. It's going to cover her up with seaweed, and then it's going to ease back off again, and you might see her again. But I've got the flow just right in here now. Sorry, my reflection all over the place. Everything's looking good. Oh, that's what else I was going to show you as well. Now remember I showed you about that Dahlia anemone. He was eating that crab. He's decided to let it go. It's moved onto this rock. I'll just show you now. There you go. Now then, we've got the crab there, the remnants of it, and we've got the the Dahlia anemone is up on that rock there now. That whole crab was inside that anemone, and it's completely digested it. And if we look this way, the shrimps now are cleaning up the rest of the crab. Look at that. And this is the great thing about having a rock pool aquarium, guys, is you've got to pick up the things that work. You've got to look at an aquarium, you've got to look at a rock pool and think, right, what's in here, how is it functioning, what's eating what, what's creating food, what's dying off, what's feeding off what. Like the shrimps are now eating that. Now the anemones will eat the shrimps, the gobies will eat the shrimps, and you've got the hermit crabs, which are busily whizzing around the place picking up any little scraps of food they can find. And this is how the cycle of life works within a rock pool, and this is what we've got to recreate. Now this isn't the sort of the thing that you can just jump into. I've been doing this for, I've been creeping around this planet for 50 years, and I've picked up lots and lots of information over the years. That's why I'm trying to give you the best information that I can give you, so you can recreate this in your own living room, and you can have a bit of the sea right next to you while you're watching. And it's absolutely, it's one of the most rewarding things that you can do, is get a nature sea aquarium. But it's also one of the hardest ones to do as well. So like for beginners, I think one of the comments, one of the subscribers that commented on keeping bivalves like the oyster there and that cockle as well. Now they're going to need supplementary feeding, okay, because there's not the phytoplankton in the water that those guys are going to need to feed. Now I've got cultures of phytoplankton which I'm going to be putting in here daily for those guys to feed on, okay. So for the novice, I would say stay away from those. He's very true. Stay away from those because they do need supplementary feeding. Also guys, the starfish that I put in there as well. Now I forgot to say about that, the common starfish, they're very, very common at the moment throughout the rock pools in the UK. And when you see a lot of them, it's normally on the beach flats, on the flats, and you think, what are you doing all the way up here? Well, basically, they eat bivalves. They eat mussels, they eat clams, they eat cockles. And what they'll do is they'll go up, they'll very, very slowly creep up. Obviously, these are like predators, but they're super predators, and they are very, very slow, and they'll creep along, and they'll find something. Obviously, they can't smell, but they can detect bivalves through their skin, and they will actually creep along. They will go up to one and they will wrap around it. They will actually force the shell open of that clam. Just imagine that clam, he's forced open now. The starfish will force him open. It'll actually deposit the stomach, its stomach inside, release digestive juices, dissolve the inside, absorb it, and then pull it back inside its body. That's how starfish feed. And then that's where you see all these little shells open on the beach, and you think, oh, I wonder what had that. And probably 9 times out of 10 you'll find it was a starfish. And it was inundated with starfish down on the beach there today, and it was absolutely lovely to see it. Yes, so it's very important, make sure when you go to do the rock pools, you watch these videos see what I've been collecting. If you replicate what I've done, you're going to end up with this. You're not going to be able to go wrong. I'm trying to put everything in here. If there's something that you're not familiar with, or you want to ask me a question about, drop it in the comment section below and I'll gladly answer it for you, okay? Because that's what my channel has always been about. I mean, obviously now we're going to go down this route with the sea tank, and for me, I'll just adjust that a little bit there. I don't like things if they're not correct. Square, there you go. Right, yes. Now, I've bred so many fish on my channel over the years, from neon tetras all the way through to gouramis, to all different types of fish, bubble nesters, egg scatterers, hundreds of videos. I think I've nearly got 500 videos up of all different types of stuff that you can go back, reflect on. If you want to do freshwater, you want to do coral reef, I'm trying to cover them all and give all you guys my knowledge, because sometimes people don't like to just read books and stuff. They don't quite grasp the concept through reading, but I think through visual instruction like this, and with me pointing things out, I know that's how I learn the best, is by watching and listening. But I think it's looking awesome now, and like I say, if I can help any of you guys out, I will, because that's what the channel is all about. It's all about helping. I'm not one of these big flashy channels that's going to throw everything at you, the big egos and all that kind of stuff. I just like pushing my information across to you so you can learn, and the kids can learn as well. And there's nothing better than taking your kids down the beach, or just go foraging with you and your partner, and maybe you find something on the beach and think, oh, give that a go. I've seen the video Mark did, and he said these are great to put in the tank, and that's going to work. So that's what it's all about. Well, this will be interesting. Hey, how's it going, Bob? Get off of me. That was a bit of a jump. I don't know who scared who the most then. Soon turned his back to him though. Here comes little Peach. Gorgeous little pinky, sort of mauvey colour. Little starfish there. Dog whelks are doing their job as well. Look, they're on the barnacles, already doing the acid trick. Got some little hermit crabs as well. What else have we got? What else did we get? Mr. Goby, he's starting to wake up a little bit now. Plenty of cold, oxygenated water in there. Shrimp's going to have a go at his tail now, look. Anything that stays still is fair game in the shrimp's world. Because he's a little bit off colour, through the travelling, they're having a go at him. But when they realise that he's quite healthy, they're backing off. Here's the polyverse from the top view, with all the currents and flow I've got going. There's the power head at the back there, a little J-bow. I think it's the R15, if you guys want to know. Looks great from the top, doesn't it? Fantastic stuff. Really happy with the way this is turning out. According to you following along on this one, which is really nice. I don't get so many views. And a few of you sub up as well, which is fantastic. Mauve is going to ascend. No, he's not. He's going back down. I love these guys. I put a cockle in there as well, look. And I buried him and he's come out again. He wasn't happy under the ground, so under the sand, so he's decided I'm coming out. Better in a reef tank, isn't it? Look at that. Beautiful stuff. And I had such a nice time collecting it all. Hope you enjoyed the beach video. There'll be more of these to come as the summer progresses. I'll be doing more of these videos, more of these forages for little things in this tank. I want to get some wrasse in here. I want to get a couple of small mullet to go in here as well. They'll keep everything clean as the algae starts to, as I start feeding it more, the algae's going to start growing a little bit more. I'm going to need some cleanup crew. We got the hermit crabs down there. He's in hot pursuit of something. And the little shrimps. What are we looking like from this side? Absolutely fantastic. Looking better every time we go down the beach. Looking forward to seeing some little wrasse in here, little mullet, all things like that. Anything minute I can find I'll put in here. Obviously we don't want to stock too many fish. We've just put 3 in, which is enough for the everything to stabilise on the old nitrogen cycle. So give it another couple of weeks and we'll be back down the beach looking for something else. Anyway guys, I hope you like this little video. I hope you want to sub up and follow this amazing little journey on this tank. And as always, your stars, love you loads, take care, and I'll see you on the next episode of Mark's Aquatics. Bye for now.